The municipality, through the completion of the spatial planning, aims for the effective protection of the agricultural crops with a clear definition of protection areas. Energy-saving actions. The municipality has already started collaboration with various agencies to promote the energy upgrade of public buildings. I would like to say that before 5 days, we start a collaboration with Minister of Energy at Erasmus project with the name E-Building Capacity of Public Administration toward meeting public building stock renovation challenges. We know most of us about the renovation wave and in the Green Deal, in European Green Deal. Completion and upgrade of water supply network, determination of population size over time and territory, as the mayor has already said, increase policing and monitoring, integration of the municipality in European integration of the municipality in European networks in order to promote action for reduction of climate change impact. The municipality of Sandorίνη will participate in the EU program of 100 climate neutral cities with significant economic and technical support benefits. Development of renewable energy sources, collaborate with experts. It's very important that to assess areas for the development of renewable energy sources, cooperation with the Ministry of Energy in the framework of the implementations of the spatial plans, operation of a business center. As I have already said, within the next month, the integration of the municipality in European financing is expected for the creation of an innovative and modern business center with the aim of the proper monitoring of the implementation of strategic plan of Sandorίνη. I would like to say that achieving sustainable tourism development requires a rational strategic planning with actions that will work therapeutically on the critical environmental, social, and economic problems of an area. It therefore requires planning, dedication to the goal, networking with the component bodies, and mainly training of the local community for the benefits that can be enjoyed from such a new development model. Closing this presentation, I would like to say that Sandorίνη, with its stakeholders, has the opportunity to function as a really good practice of its adopting a new model of sustainable tourism development with significant social, environmental, and economic benefits for both the current generation, but mainly for future ones. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Boulelis, for this excellent presentation. Now I would like to take a minute and pause session number 1 and get back to Mrs. Zografia Theocharidou, the project manager of the Balkan-Med Joint Secretariat. Mrs. Theocharidou.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Hi, yes, we can hear you quite good. Perfect.
Good day to you all. I'm very grateful to be here and thank you for the invitation. I promise I will not take too much time away from the interesting webinar that we follow. On behalf of the Managing Authority of European Territorial Cooperation Programs and the Joint Secretariat of the Balkan-Med Program, I would like to welcome each and every one of you. My special thanks and sincere appreciation go to the partners of the Mo.Νa project for the great effort and work. Mo.Νa project, under a priority access environment, plays its individual role being a significant part of the program chain. The successful implementation of its objectives will be measurable through its outputs and its performance indicators. This will contribute eventually to the fulfillment of Balkan-Med program overall objectives. Our wish is that Mo.Νa project will be a positive multiplier for future similar projects, and the cooperation among its various partners across countries will serve as a good example of what we're doing. We believe that transnational cooperation programs such as Balkan-Med offer the opportunity not only for dealing with problems on a regional level, but for the networking of institutions and beneficiaries from many countries as well, that in other cases would be difficult. As the architects of this program, we envisage concrete projects based on strong partnerships. It is our firm belief that such projects are essential if we are to meet program's key challenges and objectives for local development and competitiveness. In this way, we ameliorate the quality of life and ultimately bring social and economic benefits to the residents of the 5 Balkan-Med countries. We do really hope that Mona proves to be such a project. All my best wishes. I hope you enjoy the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Theocharidou. That was very interesting.
Excuse me to interrupt you. Maybe you can allow me to express on behalf of the Mona project our strong thanks to Ms. Theocharidou for her constant support within all these 2 years of the implementation of the project Mona. I think that without her support, we would not all of us be here, and all these activities that have already done up to now would have not been accomplished if it was not with her support. Thank you very much, Mr. Theocharidou. I hope we will end this project with your final support.
Thank you very much, Dr. Karagianni. Before moving back to session number 1, I just wanted to remind all the presenters that they have 10 minutes at their disposal. We really have to stick to the timetable. I know I'm annoying, but that's what we have to do. Moving back to session number 2, I would like to welcome Dr. Konstantinos Kounamas, from the Nature Conversation Unit of Frederick University. Dr. Kounamas, hi, welcome.
Good morning, everybody. Nice to meet you all. Right now, let me proceed into sharing my screen with you. All right. Hope you can all see the initial slide.
I think everything is working properly. Yes.
Okay, excellent. As already introduced, I'm Konstantinos Kounamas, and I work at the Nature Conservation Unit of Frederick University. This presentation will have 2, let's say, case studies of management plans for visitors in 2 protected areas in Cyprus. These areas are the Troodos National Forest Park. It is located in the center, more or less, of the island, and the Agamas National Forest Park, which is at the western part of the island. First, for the Troodos National Forest Park, a few words. It is located in the heart of Troodos mountain range. It was designated as a national forest park in 1992, aiming to safeguard its sustainable use and to perpetuate the values and functions of the area: ecological, scientific, recreational, hydrological, and economic. The greater part of the park has been included in the European Network of Protected Areas Natura 2000 since 2004, and the forest part is managed by the Department of Forest of the island of Cyprus. It is an important biodiversity hotspot, hosting more than 40% of the total flora of Cyprus. Some pictures of the habitats in the area, as well as some of the local endemic species. Now, the first case of the mitigation plan for visitor pressures was prepared within the framework of iLife Troodos project, funded by the LIFE program, and it aimed to alleviate potential pressures from the increased number of people to the environment of the park that were also caused by the impact of the project. Its recommendations were based on the results of surveys and recording of visitors to the area. Specifically, there were surveys undertaken at 2 visitor surveys at 2 picnic sites, 2 information centers, and 2 nature trails, where this plan was consisted of three main axes: the measurement of the impact of biodiversity and data collection, dealing with potential threats, and management of the communication plan of the project, where regarding the first axis, scientific measurements were including information obtained in the context also of the 6-year report on Article 12 and 17 of Habitats and Birds Directive, respectively. Also, the information on a regular basis was received by the forest firefighters that surveyed the area throughout the year, and also proceeded in the recording or monitoring and management of the visitors to the area. In order to deal with potential threats, this was the plan included the in case of increased risk to biodiversity or ecosystem impact, to reduce or modify the flow of visitors, for example, through isolation of specific paths for specific times of the year. Also, during this increased flow of visitors to the area, the intensification of public awareness campaign in relation to the risk of fire and the importance of maintaining the cleanliness of the area was taking place. And regarding the channeling, the managing of the visitors, this was done to organized areas, for example, excursion areas, playgrounds, nature trails, parking lots, and camping sites that were managed, controlled, and thus avoiding their visits to uncontrolled, unmanaged areas. Last part of this plan included the philosophy and the goals of the iLife Trotos project which included the increase of knowledge on the natural values of the area, the ecosystem services, raising awareness, etc., through a specific project message design, which was temporarily placed and with various varying intensity shown or promoted to the public. Now, this was the first case where it is easier to, it was project specific, limited time plan. Regarding the second case of it, this refers to the Akamas National Forest Park. Now here, this area is located at the western part of Cyprus. It has major ecological, aesthetic, cultural, historical, and economic elements, where this area was included in the Natura 2000 network in 2011, both as site of community importance and special protection area. In 2016, all the state-owned land and state forests at the peninsula were united and created the Akamas National Forest Park, where in this case, a lot more stakeholders are involved in the management or have interest in the area. Based on the 2018 study for the development of a plan for the sustainable development of the park, 12 medium to high influence stakeholders were identified out of these 20 key stakeholders. Now, some images from the area. During this plan, suggestions were made both for the monitoring and management, which also included the visitor management in the area. In general, the management of the challenges at protected areas requires a specific framework where various methods exist, such as the limits of acceptable change, visitor impact management, visitor experience and resource protection, etc. The most commonly used approach, which was also best suited for our case, Akamas National Forest Park, was the limits of acceptable change planning process. This is a methodology used, which is useful when there are conflicted uses or objectives at an area, and where a compromise can take place.